Throughout my musical life in the past several years in the Connecticut area, I've met all types of people. Italians who enjoy music, radio engineers, guitar players, DJs, guitar players who are influential on the jam scene, and even just great people that enjoy music, that are fans of music. But perhaps no one has been more interesting than Eric, the TranscenDancer. This is his story.
Bottom, so you can see that the beach. What you got and what you not, may be a bit out of reach. Go down.
Go ahead. Hey, it's Eric again. I'm so glad to be here at Bear and Beth's farm in their garden, feeling the love of plants and connectivity, feeling connected to the earth, the ground, the leaves, the chlorophyll, the sun, connecting us and making us who we are, what we are. I was dancing at the farmer's market in carrot costume this morning, singing, "You can slice me, you can dice me, that's being nice to me, but I'm greatest when I'm graded." But I feel great when I feel connected to the earth, whether it's through good food, good friends, good soil. Look how productive the soil is, and productive being among friends and family and music. We're at a party here affirming the love in all those forms and ways, and yes! Yes, yes, yes. And yes to you, Sean, the eye, behind the viewfinder, saying yes, Eric, come on out and say hi. Because we can be high on nature, on earth, on sunshine, and music and friends. I love you. Keep coming back.
Okay, so right about now you're probably thinking, who is this guy? What does he have to do with bands? And what is this all about? Well, the fact of the matter is, if you've been on any local New Haven music scene over the past several years, you've probably seen Eric Triffin dancing. And what it has to do with bands is that he's always there on the scene, enjoying music, enjoying life. And you might think, well, this guy's a little weird, but one of the things you should realize is that you should never, ever, ever judge a book by its cover.
This is what you're walking into here. So, truth in advertising.
I wish upon a star and wake up when the clouds are fine behind me. Light on the grass, away above the treetops. That is where can fly over the rainbow. Why, you know why can't I?
Saxophonist just got hired on Dave Letterman. That gives some of the flavor, at least for what you're walking into. Not that we'll do this every night, but at least you know where I'm coming from. And you've still got a week to drop an ad. I'm paying money for this. Anyway, this is supposedly called Wellness to Peace Public Health 201. I'm Eric Triffin, and the miles per hour is actually a master's in public health, believe it or not. Hi, my name's Eric Triffin. I'm a professor of public health at Southern Connecticut State University. But right now, I am Snappy the Peas Pod. And we are about to do a food demonstration here at Edge of the Woods Market on Whaley Avenue. And I will be doing this every Thursday and Saturday. But here we will be preparing a chickpea, tahini, raisin, walnut, cinnamon hummus. So what do we call it? Chunky hummus, a la Old Chunky. And so it's going to be a sweet hummus, and let's see how we put it together. It's a quick, easy, inexpensive to make. I drained a can of garbanzo beans, otherwise known as chickpeas, and put them in this container here. I poured in a little of the bulk tahini, probably about 3 tablespoons of bulk tahini in with it. Try out the immersion blender seems to be working. I think we'll add a little honey. What are you making? It's a sweet hummus with honey, walnuts, cinnamon, raisins. So like a sweet hummus. I thought it would be, everybody always makes savory hummus.
The important question I got to ask though is, after you're done, you're going to do an interpretive dance?
Sure.
Okay.
How does the vegan lifestyle tie into sort of organic dancing and that type of thing, or like free-flowing dancing and the TranscenDancing, I guess you could call it?
Yeah, well, TranscenDancing is what I do like to do. And well, I think eating vegan is putting your philosophy from field to fork, from your brain, your philosophy into action. And if you believe in peace, you want to not eat dead animals on your plate. And so if you're going to encourage life and good living, eating fresh vegetables and foods that are not from animals is a good way to go. I guess I would also say that there's an indigeneity, an indigenousness, a localness to eating foods that grow locally and grow from the garden. And I think when we dance we connect to our roots as well, and that it gives a depth to our character to not only eat with love, but to dance with love. And if you can make love part of every process in your life, and to create consistency between your actions and your philosophy, that's where you can transcend. Transcendence is a two-way street, that you can up-level from the physical to the metaphysical. Go ahead. The physical to the metaphysical, as well as download from the metaphysical to the physical. So where the food can be love, the love can be food. And so you work it both ways. And I think that is, and then you burn it off dancing with good dancing, and you know that the apples are getting to dance with you or through you. The raisins are adding a little sweetness to your dance. The cinnamon is giving it some spice, and some cinnamon, man. Cinnamon with a nice hummus, man. It is coming from the ground up into your palate, your mouth, and it explodes out with good flavor. Look at this. Flame raisins, walnuts from the walnut tree, a nice raisin bread. It's going to go to my head. Ah. Later for bed. Between now, I can dance.
I'm Stevens, or Ollie as everybody knows me by. I'm a student in Eric's class, and I also play in a band called Carbonated Insight. We're down here at Stella Blues right now. Pleasure to be on film with y'all.
Awesome, awesome.
When they look into each other's eyes,
So what was your first impression when you first saw Eric Triffin dancing or wherever it was?
I'm sure it was at Toad's place on the side of the stage. It was so long ago now. I've been going to shows since I was 15 over there in New Haven. I grew up right on the other side of Hamden, and I don't remember exactly what my first impression was, but I know I noticed him, and many friends have, he's easy to spot, and always, glad that I got to know him more now.
I've never known
Awesome, awesome. So you've seen Eric Triffin, the TranscenDancer, dancing to your band, and then, like you said, later you had him as a professor. How would you say his transcend dancing to music relates to one's health and wellness, since you're a student in his class too?
Yeah, well, it's great. First of all, it's great. It's great being a student in his class, and I think it's kind of like almost going to his class is almost like him putting on a show. He comes to our shows, and then getting to go to his class is kind of like going to his performance or show and all that kind of thing. But how it relates to health and wellness is, I think he just lets himself be totally free. He doesn't care what anyone else anyone else is thinking about him, and he just does what he feels, and he doesn't crash into anybody else while he's doing it. And it's just, I think that's a good way it relates, just the whole freedom aspect, and just getting out there and moving, and not just being a part of the show instead of just a spectator.
Awesome. So a lot of people see Eric dancing and stuff for the first time, and they don't know what to think of him, maybe because he's kind of dancing all wild and stuff. And what would you say to those people that kind of see him for the first time? What would your kind of message be, or what would you say to those people that just see him first impression?
Join along, I mean, I guess for some people more than others, it's probably a lot to take in all at the same time if they don't. They're not in our scene per se so much, but I think they should just appreciate what it is that he's doing. Appreciate that someone has that kind of freedom of expression, and maybe you do see him as weird, and he doesn't really care. He goes out and does it anyway, and it does. I mean, even if you do see it as weird, you can at least see it as just the embodiment of freedom in America, that you can go out there and dance like that. Yeah.
So what have we learned? The next time you see someone dancing wild and crazy, don't judge a book by its cover. If you stand for peace, you should eat peacefully too, meaning non-meat products. Don't be afraid to join in and dance with that wild person, and express yourself also next time you're at a show. Dance with love in your heart and natural indigeneousness. And most of all, make your dancing transcend.
P.S. It's Eric again. I stopped after the last video and talked with Sean, and it made my heart sing to be with him and to be with you through him and through his eye and encouragement. And I was remembering that I wanted to connect you to the soil and to the ground and to the sun and the love that we feel through that connectivity and that love, that indigenousness of having your feet on the ground, in the soil, maybe barefoot, maybe planting plants or eating a tomato. You feel connected and you feel the love. And that indigenous connectedness is what I was trying to get, and we may get further next time, but I love you and wanted to add that, and we'll keep adding on. Peace and love.